Hello, this is Trev, out of Trev and Simon.
And this is Simon, out of the newly named Simon and Trev.
But you're listening to Mark Who 42.
Welcome to Mark Who 42's special event here at Sawgrass Mills in lovely, not-so-sunny South Florida. I'm your host, Mark Baumgarten. With me today are...
Trish Freyre.
And...
Eduardo M.
And we're here to watch the David Tennant Doctor Who screening of The End of Time. They're showing it here. We've invited as our guests, the crew, basically my fan club, Weekend TARDIS, not to be confused with their fan club, Weekend TARDIS Reno.
Well, you got to have the original. We're just a sequel.
That's true. Weekend TARDIS is the original. We're going to be interviewing several of the people from the club and maybe some other fans coming in and leaving the theater, so we can get a perspective of their views on David Tennant, Doctor Who, and other things in general. If you hear music in the background, that's because we're sipping drinks at the More Cheeto Bar. Say something.
Okay. To all my Cuban brothers and sisters, yes, Mark is mispronouncing mojito, but that's because he's trying to be annoying. Please ignore him.
Yeah, he won't let me tell my Cheetos joke, so I guess that's dead in the water. But you know what's not dead in the water? Well, actually it is. David Tennant. In this story that we're going to go see, at the end, he's dead in the water.
That's...
Too soon.
Yeah, too soon.
Well, because we haven't seen it yet, so he's still alive, so that's good.
You can't see what's going on, but I'm doing that nod that people do on the internet when somebody says something and you just want to go, no, just no.
All right.
No, just no. No, just no. No.
So I'm gonna sit down and have some more mojitos while I said it wrong still. I don't care. I can't speak Cuban. I can't. It doesn't work for me, Ed.
That's obvious, gringo.
Yeah, I've lived in South Florida for a long time, but...
You're a gringo.
Okay, I'm a gringo.
You're a gringo.
I'm a gringo.
You're a gringo.
I'm green and I go. No, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, you're listening to Mark Who 42, and let's go to some of our interviews right now. So, your name?
Sarah LaSalle.
Sarah, welcome to End of Time. Is this the first time you've been to the End of Time?
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. Yay!
It's our first time watching End of Time?
No, is it your first time watching the episode?
It's my first time seeing it on the big screen.
Yeah, well, it's everyone's first time.
You've seen it before.
Yeah.
You've seen it before.
I've seen it before, but it's been years. It's been years since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen it, too.
Hang on a sec.
Yeah. So, since you've seen it before, but you haven't seen it on the big screen, what is the moment that you want to see the most coming into this?
The moment that I want to see the most coming into
on the big screen.
On the big screen, I just want to see David Tennant as the Doctor again on the big screen.
And then, of course, you said it's been years since you've seen it. Well, just in case, okay, you're going to need these. There you go. Hold on to it.
Okay, I've got my tissues. I'm good to go.
Thank you, Ed. Okay. We're going to talk to you again when we come out of it so we can see how you liked watching David Tennant on a big screen.
Okay, no guarantees I won't be crying, but all right.
Speaking of which, actually, before I let you go, what do you think of the new Doctor, Jodie Whittaker?
I like her. I like her a lot. I think that she's a badass. I think she's well representing us females, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the writers do with her coming up next.
Yeah, do you think the writing was good last season, or is Jodie shining in spite of the writing?
Well, the writing on Doctor Who has always been kind of on again, off again with various shows, so I think that we need to give her as much leeway as we gave the doctors that came before her.
Well, I agree with that. Thank you very much. So we have Karen and David Essman. How you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. How are you?
So these two are longtime members of Weekend TARDIS, and we're glad they were able to stop by and watch the End of Time. Have you been to the End of Time before? I mean, it's kind of a long way away.
Christmas or so, the End of Time comes around. It's the only time on BBC America where they show Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you upset with this new thing about Max, HBO Max getting the rights to all the streaming episodes?
Yes, I am. Yeah, it's a shame, honestly.
Right. And I know you guys were around when we were showing Jodie Whittaker. What do you think about her?
Jodie is awesome. I mean, every Doctor is great, but Jodie she's just so much joy. Mm-hmm. And she's such a positive, energetic character. She's really fun to watch.
Wait a minute. We can have joy in our sci-fi and stuff. Wait, that's allowed? That's what?
Yeah, what?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. So Warner Brothers and DC are wrong? We can have fun when we do sci-fi and suck it, Warner Brothers, suck it.
Well, Marvel seems to think that. Marvel seems to think that they're allowed to have fun and enjoyment.
Yes, which is why I actually spend money to go see Marvel movies in the theater rather than Batman v Superman: Dawn of Emo.
But we should be talking about David Tennant, and you guys excited to see David Tennant on the big screen?
Yeah, I think End of Time was a big crossover event. All of Russell T. Davies' shows come together.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk to you.
And Sarah Jane Adventures.
Sarah Jane Adventures, one of my favorites. All right, we'll talk to you again after the movie, see how you thought of it on the big screen. I know we've seen David Tennant on the big screen before, haven't we?
Yes.
Which one was that?
Showed, Rise of the Cybermen.
Right. The Cybermen story. Yeah. So we'll talk to you again. All right, thanks.
So, hey, this is Eduardo M. Mark and I are actually now sitting inside the theater. It's nice and quiet. We don't have any music or noises from the arcade or anything of that nature. But you know what? I am disappointed about one thing. They don't have us in Theater 10. I mean, come on. It's David Tennant, End of Time.
Again, theater. What can I say?
Okay, but see if it had been in Theater 10, that's synergistic. That would have been really cool. Like, who plotted this out? Seriously, like, come on, man. They obviously were not Whovians.
Oh, no, they're not.
Yeah, they weren't. But yeah, we're in the Paul McGann Theater, and actually I'm in seat 11, so I'm kind of in the Matt Smith seat. Trish took the David Tennant seat, but you know what? I'll let her have it. Because, it's David Tennant.
Up. I'm in the Capaldi seat.
Yeah, Mark's in the Capaldi seat. He's working on his angry eyebrows. So far, nobody's in. Yeah, this is Eduardo M. Freyre. We've moved inside the theater because, well, we don't have the loud, obnoxious music bumping right next to our ears. And, while my darling Patricia goes and grabs some concession stand goodies, I'm standing here next to the art for Studio Ghibli Fest 2019. And, wow, there's some good movies that have been missed already and some good stuff coming up. And, well, as I'm looking at this and seeing that Spirited Away is playing October 27th, 28th, and 30th, I just want to take the chance here to apologize to Trish for making Spirited Away her first exposure to Studio Ghibli, because it's an awesome film, but wow, there's some trippy stuff in there, and it was probably not the best thing to use to introduce her to the works of Miyazaki. So yeah, I just want to apologize, Trish, for that. And you know what? As soon as we get a chance, let's do Kiki's Delivery Service. I think that would be a little better. Oh, and hey, Secret World of Arietti at the end of September. Cool. Nobody's in the Jodie seat, but we'll see, because, yeah, the night is still young.
This is Mark sitting in the theater. What's your name, sir?
Angel.
Angel, you signed up for the Weekend TARDIS event, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. So what are you looking forward to most about watching David Tennant on the big screen?
I mean, just the enormity of the screen, just watching the huge screen instead of a little simple 42-inch screen at home.
Well, 42-inch screen is actually good for Mark, who 42.
Yeah, it truly is, but imagine this.
Yeah. So what do you think about Jodie Whittaker, since you are sitting in the Jodie Whittaker seat?
I'm still trying to feel her out. Some things about her feels very doctorish. Some things about her really don't.
The things that don't, do you think are because of the writing or because of her?
I think it's just writing. I think they're just trying to, they're trying to do character development and trying to get her squared away, so she'll be more accepted by, the true Whovians.
Now, Mark, Angel's in the Jodie seat. So I think there's one thing that he has to do.
Oh no!
Okay,
really?
We gotta hear you in your best 13th Doctor saying,
Brilliant.
I think it's good. What do you think, Mark?
I think that works.
Okay, that works. Good job.
Good job. Well, thank you very much, Angel.
All right. So yeah, we're still in the theater, and apparently we're 6 minutes into when it was supposed to start, and it hasn't started yet. Unless I don't know.
It's about time, Ed. It's about time.
Yeah, ignore Mark. I think he's going crazy because, well.
Going crazy?
Oh, actually, wait. Mark's already crazy, but yeah, it's just weird that we're sitting here and the movie hasn't started yet. I mean, I guess it is. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So consensus in the audience is that time and space blew up, so we're just sitting here in an empty theater. Unless I don't know, maybe are we in the Endgame universe? Did Thanos snap his fingers and the projectionist got dusted?
Are we in the blip?
Can somebody check up there? No, the blip is when people came back. It was the no. See, you need to listen to the Far From Home episode again. The blip was when everybody came back. The snap was when everybody dusted.
So what was the 5-year interval?
Do I look like Kevin Feige?
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't look like Kevin Feige. Trish, do I look like Kevin Feige?
I don't know what Kevin Feige looks like.
I think they forgot about us.
We're gonna take that as a no. I don't look like Kevin Feige.
Watch, they probably didn't turn on they probably didn't link up the satellite, and we're probably missing it.
Probably.
Probably.
All right, so while we're waiting to find out what's going on, I think actually, you know what? I think actually, question for everybody in here, which it's kind of relevant since we're doing David Tennant's last one. So I saw an article, I've seen some articles where people really want David Tennant to be the Riddler in like the next Batman film. What does everybody here say? Yay or nay?
Yay!
He can do anything I want, anything. He can do no wrong.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, the powers that be, they're doing the next Batman movie with Robert Pattinson as Batman. Call David Tennant on the line, get him to be Riddler. Everybody here is in for it, okay? We got a theater full of people saying they want David Tennant as the Riddler. I'm included, so there you go.
Wait a minute, a theater full of people?
Okay.
Well, David Tennant can do anything, especially if he's kicking Robert Pattinson's sparkly butt.
Ouch. Ow. 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 Okay, so now we have a new idea on the table, which is watching Good Omens up here while we're waiting. Did anybody happen to bring their tablet? Anybody happen to bring a tablet and USB cord? Anybody? No? Darn it. Okay, quick. Somebody put it up on their phone. We'll all huddle together and watch it. All right. I think I would do it, but I don't think... Where was it on Hulu? Was it on Hulu or Amazon?
Amazon.
Shoot. I don't have Amazon. Okay, wait. Mark has Amazon Prime. Okay. Everybody huddle your phone together. We'll watch Good Omens. Okay, just everybody huddle together on Mark's phone.
It was on Netflix. Did you see the controversy?
What? No. We're not going back there. So yeah, we're seriously doing this. Mark is streaming Good Omens on his phone. So, no, this is actually happening. This is not a joke.
The creation is brought back as 5508 BC.
See, we're actually doing this. We're actually doing this thing. We're putting Good Omens on Mark's phone.
Well, we need our David Tennant fix somehow at this point.
Yeah. This is whatever technical boo-boo's going on. Yeah, we're trying to compensate for it. I think if this runs out, I'm probably going to start. I'm going to get on IMDb and look up David Tennant's lines from Jessica Jones next. Put in some Purple Man or Broad. You know what? How about this?
I can put Broadchurch on if you want.
There you go, Broadchurch. But we also have to do Purple Man.
Hey, and Eddie, we were watching Foyle's War with your dad last night, and the next episode had David Tennant.
Oh, there you go. David Tennant was in. Yeah, David Tennant was in Foyle's War, I think.
Secret Smile is on BritBox.
Oh, there you go. See that? There you go. See.
Too racy for some people.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a family event, and we're a family podcast. So, oh darn. Wait, something's happening on the screen. So I think we're actually going to get this. Now.
Words came on.
I don't know. Stuff's happening to the screen. So I think it's about to start. We may have movie sign here.
So, but I can't possibly comment.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, our host Mark Baumgarten, the fountain of positivity.
Okay, so here, Trish is here because I wrestled the recorder away from my husband because he's a hog.
You bit me, there's blood.
It's now 25 minutes into when we were supposed to be seeing this movie, and it still hasn't started. We have audio of something that's coming through, and it keeps on playing previews, but no picture. And they can't seem to tell us anything about what's going on, but other people in the theater...
Article.
Other people in this theater are getting kind of ticked, and I think they're going to riot soon if we don't get this fixed soon.
Article.
Anyway, we'll keep you updated.
So it's over 30 minutes in and still no movie, but I did find out some interesting trivia. In prison, Mark's name was Cinemark because he could get all the movies. So there you go. If Mark ever ends up in jail and you need some good movies, talk
to Cinemark.
Yeah, come to him. Yeah, come to him. Just make sure that you find out it's Mark and it's not the actual Cinemark, which is the movie chain that Trish and I do in Nevada. Yeah, Cinemark, the movie chain, that's something entirely different. I don't think you can give them cigarettes and get Avengers Endgame shown in cell block D. With Mark, if he's in jail, that's his tag name, Cinemark. I think he's what is it, Mark? Cigarettes and what is it? Cigarettes and magazines? Yeah, yeah. I think Mark is the cigarettes and magazines for, he'll get you the movies. Or maybe some contraband. Just
contraband.
Yeah, just say contraband. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And if he doesn't like what you're gonna give him, well, that's not on me. Okay, I mean it's his picky self.
So it's 7:30, and we're sitting here 30 minutes into the film. I don't know how far we are into the podcast.
Money back and free tickets.
Free tickets and money back. What say you all?
Yes.
Or, I mean, at this point, do you really want to stay and watch David Tennant when they finally put him on?
Yes.
Thank God you guys said that, or I'd be crying.
We should at least reschedule.
Yeah, this is Fandango. What do they do? Burn down Sawgrass. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that, Angel. Not happening. Yes, you can see the moviegoers are getting restless here at Sawgrass Mills Regal Cinemas. And we hear it's not just here. We hear that it's happening all around the country. There are theaters that are having technical difficulties with this feed.
Probably the satellite.
The satellite. But yeah, so we're just going to sit here and put Good Omens back on, right? Yeah, we go. I don't want to go. And that's the end of the movie, folks. We're glad you didn't see it. No. Oh, God, this is getting tedious here. On Odyssey Radio, where you get to hear Mark Who 42's disaster of a movie. Someone just said to me that they wish TARDISes were real so we could go back... Where?
Back in time.
Back in time where?
An hour later.
Go forward in time. We go forward in time to when they finally get this technical difficulty straightened out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You don't want to go through the long, drawn-out waiting period. You just want to be there when they start the movie.
Yes.
Well, David, do you hear that? Please come get us, please. We're trying to figure out here at the theater, because we're waiting. It's 35 minutes past the movie starting. And we had audio on the screen. That doesn't make sense. But we had audio for about 5 minutes. And, we're trying to figure out if we'd rather have David Tennant's the vision of David Tennant on the screen without sound, or the voice of David Tennant without a picture. What do you guys think? Trish?
The voice.
The voice. What do you think, Karen?
I think the visual, so we can pretend what's happening.
The audio, so we can at least hear that interview.
Yeah, at this point, the interview is the most important part of this movie.
Yeah. That's what I'm waiting for.
No, but I want to see David Tennant on the big screen. I haven't seen him on the big screen since Harry Potter. No, we saw him in the Age of the Cybermen, Age of Steel. Yeah, and we saw him, right? We saw him in the the 50th anniversary special, so we've seen him on the big screen. I want Bernard Cribbins to do the knock. I do. So we'll be back right after these messages, because at this point, I don't think we're going to get to the show. This episode is brought to you by Weekend TARDIS. If you want to join a club online on Facebook, it's Weekend TARDIS or Weekend TARDIS Reno, where we recycle the same stuff you read on the Mark Who 42 I'm sorry, no, we actually have other stuff too. So join it, and if you live in South Florida or Reno, you can come to the club meetings as well. But join our Facebook pages and join Mark Who 42 and
join us, be one of us, one of us, one of us.
Yeah, we're doing some improvs like our original show now, and boy, did they suck, don't they, folks?
God, we're never going to get new members now.
Yeah, but we might get some new listeners. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, welcome back to Mark Who 42. If you were stopped listening to our show here on Odyssey Radio a few moments ago, but you're back, and so now let's do some more interviews. At this point, we should be watching Voyage of the Damned, because this is a disaster movie.
Yeah, then we see Kylie Minogue in like the big screen. So,
yeah, I mean that would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Kylie's cute. She's adorable.
So Ed, you just spoke to somebody. What the heck are they doing?
I don't know, but apparently it's the usual joy of technical difficulties, and they're trying to work on it. The only thing is we just haven't had anybody in a regal shirt come over and, try and reassure us, like Leslie Nielsen in Airplane. So, we're just kind of sitting here, just...
Surely it can't be serious, Ed.
It's serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Thank you.
Wait, we have picture. We have picture, no audio, and it's paused. But hey, we now have picture, so I think this is progress.
Wow, we got through the movie. Finally started, and we got through it 10:30 at night. So before we go, Karen and David, what was the best part of this showing, besides the fact that it started?
To get to rewatch it again in the theater.
I mixed up the episodes. I forgot this was the one where the Master has a moment where he saves the Doctor.
Wait a minute, which episode did you think this was?
I thought it was the one where it was the big crossover with Torchwood and...
Oh, no, that was, yeah.
That was the previous two episodes.
And stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm glad you came.
And we got to see everyone in the all the companions.
Yeah, we did. All of the Tennant companions. Yeah. Which companion did you enjoy seeing back the most?
Donna and Rose.
I like Wilfred in this episode.
Yeah, Wilfred.
Such a great character.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Let's come back over here. So what was your favorite part of the episode?
Let's see. Seeing all of those other characters, and oh my god, I'm still crying.
What? Yeah.
Seeing all of the characters from the past shows, where he goes and visits everybody.
All right. Well, thank you for coming, and we're glad you came. So, Ed, Trish, and I will be back after the break, because when we started the show, we were already in the Matt Smith era. So when we come back, we're actually going to review The End of Time, because we haven't done that yet.
That's true. We haven't, have we?
No, we haven't.
Wow.
Or maybe we already did, and we're sending that through the time stream.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably it. So when we come back on Odyssey Radio and on the podcast, we will go back in time to the 2010 to review The End of Time in the present. Does that make any kind of sense?
Sure, absolutely. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. We do it all the time.
It's time travel. If it doesn't make sense, just here, taking a leave and just sit back and enjoy.
This is Mark Who 42.
more Mark Who 42 after this.
I'm Jessica Martin, Mags from The Greatest Show in the Galaxy on classic Doctor Who, Odyssey, Dare to Wonder.
You're now listening to Mark Who 42 from the Whoniverse and beyond.
Welcome to Mark Who 42. I'm Mark Baumgarten. I haven't been here in several weeks, maybe a month. It's been a while, but the rest of the crew is here, and they've been doing the show without me, and I gave them my blessings. We have Patricia Freyre.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing a lot better than I was. And we also have Eduardo M. Freyre.
And damn it, Trish, I told you and Iggy, if you're going to lock the basement door, you got to double-check the locks. Mark broke out. Darn it, we had him.
I did break out.
Yep,
Yeah,
we had him trapped down there, and the show was all ours, and he broke out.
It was a very strange thing to be locked down there. In fact, it's probably even stranger than I thought. Ba-dum-bum. All right. So you heard the first half of the show, folks. The first half of the show was the Weekend TARDIS event of the end of time, the Doctor Who swan song of David Tennant. And, we had that in the first half. And as promised, at the end of the first half, we are going to finally review this story because we were not around when this story came out. Christmas Day 2009 and New Year's 2010, which, by the way, proves that Jodie wasn't the first Doctor to have a New Year's special.
Yeah. I mean, okay,
because
mind
David
you,
Tennant had one. This one.
Yeah, mind you, it was kind of part two of an extended story, but and by the way, I do have to note it did seem like it took a long time to get to the end of time. Both our review and watching it in the theater. They heard all the stuff. They heard all of it. Don't ever go to that movie theater. And I'm not going to tell you what the name of the movie theater is. You have to go on Facebook and look for it in the Mark Who 42 page somewhere. Yeah. But I'm not going to say it on the air. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say which theater. But the technical difficulties. I mean, I can't believe we must be real Whovians because we sat there for an hour after it was supposed to start and waited for the movie instead of getting up and leaving.
Yeah. Well, we didn't even really notice at first because we were having such a good time talking to people.
Yeah.
That, and then all of a sudden someone was like, "Wait a minute, what time is it?" Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No.
So the end of time it has a lot of people in it. It has basically every companion that David Tennant has ever worked with, except even Sarah Jane was in it. So yes, every companion that he worked with was in this special, and you had Wilf in it too. You had Donna's mother, Martha, Rose, Mickey. I mean, Verity Newman. Captain Jack, yes. Alonzo.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't have everybody.
Who didn't we have?
We didn't have
K9. We didn't have K9.
Okay, we didn't have Astrid from Voyage. We had Alonzo. Okay. We didn't have Astrid. Right. We didn't have Lady Christina. And
thank God.
Well, Lady Christina was just on the show that April. I mean, she already So
and then we didn't have the lady from Waters of Mars.
That's true, but she's dead.
Yeah.
And so is the Doctor at the end of this, but that's besides the point.
Well, no. But then that's the thing. If the point is having everybody, then and come on, this is a time travel show.
Yeah.
What
but,
he couldn't
it wasn't an anniversary episode, so it was. They had to go with their budget for just the regular special. But yeah, no, you're right.
I'm sure they could have. I'm sure they could have had Lady Christina like in another table at that bar where Alonzo was.
You can get more of Lady Christina.
We don't need to see her ever again.
All right.
Ow.
What? I don't like her. I think
Ow.
she's annoying.
Well, you know what? I liked her because I watched her on EastEnders. I used to watch her on EastEnders as a kid. So not that much of a kid, but in her early adult. No, she was.
Mark is old.
You're not that far behind him.
Yeah, Ed. So just because
you're not that far behind. You know what? You're not that far behind me,
I've
Trish.
already gone over 50. We're supposed to be editing, reviewing the show, not talking about my age. Stop there. So, what is your favorite part, Trish, of The End of Time?
Oh, favorite part. Gosh, that's hard. I was just so happy just to see David Tennant on the big screen. So, I really do like the part when he, is doing his grand tour, visiting all the companions, and love the part with Captain Jack.
Yeah.
His name's Alonzo.
Alonzo, right. Alonzo. But no, I enjoyed the final 10 minutes greatly. But I liked a lot of the other stuff. But let's go to Ed. Ed, what is your favorite part? And do we have a radio playing in the background? Someone's listening to our podcast in the room at the same time. I don't understand it.
No, not me.
All right. So, Ed, what's your favorite part of End of Time?
Well, like Trish, I like the farewell tour where he's visiting where he's visiting most of his past companions, if not all.
Okay. Yes, we've established that it wasn't all, right?
Yeah, it wasn't all. The other thing I liked is I liked our first visit, even though we didn't get to see that much of the last day of the Time War.
Yeah. We actually, if you watch the 50th anniversary special, it doesn't have the same ending, but that's because this time in End of Time it was the senators and the Time Lord Parliament, while
the High Council.
The High Council, right? Thank you. The High Council. Oh God, how did I forget that? And in the 50th anniversary, it's the generals and everything. So yeah, they could have been working separately. They may not have known. So
well, I think
a lot of people say that they contradicted themselves. I say no, they didn't. It was just different factions working.
Actually, Mark, if you remember in Day of the Doctor. You did have, when they're talking about, they did talk about the fact that, Rassilon has something, and the general is just like, Rassilon and the High Council can do whatever the hell they want.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They actually acknowledged, they acknowledged that there was another plan going on.
Mm-hmm. And, time lock or putting him in another, I don't know. But yeah, they used the word time lock here, and then when they talk about Gallifrey and everything later on, and I guess it's because Stephen Moffat changed his story. He changed it from being deadlocked, time locked, to something else, and I don't remember what it was. But yeah, two different plans, and they mentioned the moments. That was nice of RTD to leave for Moffat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be surprised if Moffat worked with RTD to kind of plant maybe one or two seeds to use later.
Yeah.
Hey, can you mention this?
Seeds anyway. RTD always left seeds and came back to him years later.
Mark, I've thought of a few other moments that I really enjoy. They make you cry though, but they're really good. The part where Ten is with Wilf in the little cafe.
Oh, that is so hard.
Where he's talking about how when he regenerates that it is like dying.
Yeah.
That it is like dying, and just David Tennant's acting in that scene is so well done. Mm-hmm. And then of course later on the part where he's so sure he's gonna die, right? And then when he wakes up and he's like, I'm alive. Mm-hmm. And then you hear the 4 knocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I start crying. That is where I start crying.
Well, I actually started tearing up. Not crying, but I started tearing up when in the final 10 minutes when the character of Verity Newman came up.
Oh, yeah.
The granddaughter or something of, the Family of Blood, Human Nature storyline. And I just totally at that point, there were tears welling up, and they carried over to the Donna wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when Wilf came on, that was. But yeah, Wilf.
It's when Wilf starts crying because he knows when he sees the Doctor, he knows what's going on. I think instinctively he knew that the Donna wedding was the last stop.
Yeah. There's another part. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about, and because we're reviewing the end of the show rather than the beginning. We're going out of order. Timey-wimey. I really, and this was a rumor, and something back when RTD was around at the end, that the woman who kept helping and giving Wilf ideas, the rumor was that was supposed to be the Doctor's mother, and that she was still on Gallifrey, and that she come. But there's nothing contradicting that rumor except that I think RTD did say, no, it's not. But if Moffat can lie, RTD can mislead. So I think it would
that's
be
the
great.
nature of the showrunners. That's the nature of the showrunners.
I thought it would be great back then if it was really his mother. But, they never say who she was. You only see that she's with Rassilon and stuff. When the council comes in, and I just was
she has the same
happy about
nature
that.
She has the same nature as the Doctor, because the Doctor would never have agreed to their plan either.
No.
She was one of the two dissenters. I wonder who the other one was, but because of that, that also says a lot, because it's so much like him.
Yeah. So
I've always held another theory. I mean, they say it's the Doctor's mom, but there is one other person it could be, or you could make it out to be if you wanted to.
Okay.
Romana.
Yeah, it could be.
She would. She does seem like the type that would side with the Doctor on something like this.
But if it was Romana, that is such a name drop that they would have told us in the episode somewhere that it was Romana.
Probably, but on the other hand, Moffat more than RTD, I think, was the one who would make like such a continuity, such a continuity drop. Like Moffat would have made it obvious. I think that, and I think that, if it was, like, it could still be Romana. I mean, it is such a big name, but remember, RTD isn't the one to be like, hey, hey kids, it's, it's Romana.
Yeah.
Unless she was going to be, unless her reappearance was going to be the focus, like it was with Sarah Jane and School Reunion.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Romana would have been a good character to bring back, and they still could. It would be interesting for a female Romana to team up with a female Doctor, or a male Romana teaming up with a female Doctor. That would be even better. I liked it. I think I'm gonna write my own story with the female Doctor and the male Romana.
Hey,
I think I'll go for that.
See if maybe Big Finish or Titan will run with it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think which I'd rather do. Would I rather write an audio play, or would I rather write a comic book? I don't know.
I think I'll leave you to make that choice, because I really can't opine on that one.
Well, yeah, but you have an answer because you are a comic book writer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just haven't.
You can make your plug now if you want to get people to buy it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna interrupt. We're gonna interrupt our review of End of Time to tell people, hey, buy the Seer at Rising Sun Comics.
Okay, back to the show. What did you think about the Master coming back the way he did?
It sounded a little hocus pocusy.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about classic Who, but it just seemed to rely a lot on magic, I guess you could say.
Well, I mean, sorry.
And so it was. I don't know. And then also for him to have all these weird powers. I mean, I know it was because something went wrong or whatever, but I mean, it just.
It it reeked of a lack of a better idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the master in the classic Who always was in a situation where not always, but sometimes was in a situation where at the end of the episode, dead, but he comes back. So I mean, the master as the same master without regenerating. So
I actually have to go with Trish on this one in the sense that, okay, so yeah, the whole kind of ritual thing. Okay, that I can I can let go, because we've seen that the master will take shortcuts or kind of make his own way of coming back from disaster.
Right.
You know, I mean, look at how he did it in the TV movie. But yeah, the whole thing with his superpowers, him flying or jumping around, and the whole thing
Superman.
where he
was Superman.
Yeah, then the whole thing where he does like a hiccup or whatever you want to call it, and you have the flash of the inside of his skeleton. I mean, that one, I'm like, yeah, that's just, yeah, I can't, like, I can't go with that, because
it reminded me of Superman 3.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Where it was evil Superman versus good Superman in the quarry. It was like.
And was Wilf played by Richard Pryor?
No. Bad Mark. Bad.
I didn't bring Superman 3 up. I was just okay. All right.
Bad. That corner. Go sit in the corner.
All right, I will. Go ahead. Talk amongst yourselves. This is
sit in the corner.
42 on Odyssey Radio, by the way. Go ahead, Ed and Trish. Talk.
Go sit in the corner.
I'm sitting in the corner. I'm going to the corner right now. Talk.
It felt like they could have figured out a clever way of doing it. I'm not sure what they were going for. I mean, was it kind of an homage to Superman in a way? I don't know. Parts of it I just don't get. And, it gets better once you get to the second half.
Yeah, I something I will say that watching watching it on the big screen and watching both parts put together, the whole thing with the master and the superpowers and the whatever, that kind of, I noticed that kind of goes off to the side. That doesn't get focused on, especially for the most part in the second half, except for at the end when it's the master versus Rassilon. But yeah, that was just a misstep. I mean, the thing I love about the Master is he feels like an evil mirror of the Doctor. And giving him these weird superpower things, because, resurrection gone wrong, just feels... Yeah, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, no, I mean... Once you get through that thing, and and the whole thing with the master eating everything too, it kind of makes you physically ill. I mean, I guess maybe that's the point, but I don't know. It just, there's a part of me that the whole first part just doesn't really like. It just is like, I can't wait to get through this, and just get on with it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Then it gets good, and.
Yep. It's what I think is really funny about watching this like years later is the fact that we end up having a DC connection, because that one guy was played by Martian Manhunter from Supergirl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's good.
And how stupid are they? I mean, sorry, but the fact that I want my daughter to have immortality, and she just acts like a, little pretty princess, just doesn't give a crap about anybody else, and.
Yep. Well, I think it's just that.
Annoying.
Well, I think it's that stereotype when you have like a big villain of just, we're just going to do whatever the hell we're just going to do whatever, we're just going to do whatever, I have a plan. It's awesome. And nothing can go wrong, and hey, I'll give, hey, I'll give them credit. They did try to have the master tied down and kind of on a leash. They just kind of needed him watched a bit more to make sure he wasn't screwing with the process. It's like, yeah, you kind of need to watch the master a little heavier if you're going to have him playing with your computer.
Yeah.
But Mark, I think you've been punished enough. I think you can come out now.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Provided you behave.
All right.
Don't make me bring out the hose.
Okay. I'll try not to. There was someone in the theater with us at this event who made a comment about the master's eating habits. That it was disgusting to watch. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, was it you? Someone said, I didn't remember it was you. Okay. Because you were, okay. I thought it was Karen next to me. I didn't know it was you.
Well, maybe she did too,
Might have said it too.
It was really, really gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit much. I mean, a bit much when first you had the bit with the hamburger, and then with the whole, what was that? A whole turkey, a whole chicken?
Yeah, it was. I think it was a Christmas turkey. Yeah, Christmas turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually, we have about 7 minutes left for our show, and we haven't even really mentioned Rassilon or Timothy Dalton. We totally should bring up Timothy Dalton, the mad spitter.
Oh, actually, this is the first time I ever noticed the spitting.
Oh, see, now I noticed it the first time I saw this back in 2009, 2010, and I was making jokes about it then. I mean, yeah, he's very passionate about the part he's playing, and he just gobs his Louis or something. He's just spitting everywhere, and I don't think anyone spit on Doctor Who before. I think Timothy Dalton wins that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw it this time, I was like, I don't remember if I noticed it or not. It's been too long.
Well, this time there was a big screen.
Yeah, it was a big screen, too. Yeah. It was like, man, that's gross.
But what do you guys think of the retconning that the reason the Master was basically crazy and insane and stuff was down to the High Council and Rassilon? That they're the cause of all his problems throughout his life.
Well, what was the story before? That he was just nuts, or what?
No, he wasn't nuts. He wasn't supposed to be nuts. He just was evil. Yeah.
Evil.
And now he's not evil. He's mentally ill because of the heartbeat that they shot through the schism, the tempered schism, and. I don't know how I feel about that retconning. I mean, it does make a good story. It makes a good plot, information. But, yeah, I mean, Roger Delgado wasn't insane, was he?
Yeah.
Was that Master insane? He was just suave and cool and everything. So it was definitely retconning because the Master wasn't like that ever. In the classic series. I mean, he was crazy as Eric Roberts. That you can't deny.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
Of course.
I never thought of the Master as crazy before. And in Sound of Drums and now this, he's insane.
Well, and also I think with, the Eric Roberts Master, part of that insanity was the method he used to save his life was, quite frankly, flawed, and he was
and that's what happened to John
Simm.
That's what happened to John Simm. His he got to live again, and he in a terrible situation, and with what was going on with the drum, the heartbeat in his head and stuff. So, I mean, John Simm closer to Eric Roberts' Master than Roger Delgado?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. And it's, I mean, as far as the retcon, okay, it gives a little, description for his behavior, but also, given the timey-wimey nature of the show,
right?
You could also argue that it didn't start out like this.
Okay.
Like, the reason that Delgado and, to an extent, Ainley aren't insane is because that didn't exist yet. Rassilon and the High Council hadn't sent that thing back yet.
Well, no, I thought that it got sent back when he was a child, when he was 10 years old.
Right, but what I'm saying is that it's one of those. How do I explain this? It's one of those natures of time travel things, which is like this is the timeline before Rassilon and the High Council messed with it and sent the signal back.
Okay.
It's like it's like think of it as Back to the Future when you're looking at Marty's life before he went and met his parents in 55.
Okay. All right.
I mean that's the best way I can that's the best way I can explain it without without inducing a headache.
Yeah. Before we go, there's one more subject I want to cover, and it's because of all the shootings and the mass shootings in America. And in this story, Wilf basically is trying to give the doctor a gun, and he won't take it. And then at the end, because he realized Rassilon and the Time Lords are coming back, he took the gun, intending to shoot someone. At the last minute, he thought of the machine, but the doctor was going to shoot someone like Rassilon or the Master. What do you guys think about that?
Well, he got pushed to the limit. He didn't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, he doesn't.
It's
do
a sucker,
that.
isn't it? Yeah.
He doesn't, usually use guns. But did he use guns at all in the classic one, or was he anti-gun then too?
He really, from the best of my recollection, he never really did. I mean, he did. Okay, I will say that he did. There were a couple of times where he did deliberately, take somebody out fatally.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm thinking the two doctors, Shot-Eye.
Yeah.
But he's not somebody to. He's not one to take a. To like grab a gun and just actively want to seek out to take a life.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree with that. All right, folks. That's about all the time we have. We didn't get to really get into this, but we got enough out that we've been holding back since 2010 and wanted to share. We hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm Mark Baumgarten. With me, my co-hosts, Eduardo M. Freyre and his lovely wife, Patricia Freyre. Here on Odyssey Radio, I want to say to all of you, I'm back! And don't forget to listen to Doctor Who audio files, also on Odyssey Radio. I will be coming back, hopefully not this week. Well, this weekend already passed, but hopefully by next weekend I will be on the show again. I took a sabbatical like I did from this show. Any final words?
Word.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
No. Oh, all right, everybody, grab your tissues. Grab the tissues. We're in that. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah. Well, on that note, bye everyone, and we'll see. You'll hear us next time. And next week we've got the review of Stranger Things season 3, so that'll be cool. Until next time, allons-y, Alonzo. Bye everyone.
It'll be so cool. We'll go to the mall. Yeah, let's go to Limited, and we'll go to Walden Books. Yeah, let's go to Walden Books and pick up something.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Mark 42 has been written and presented by Mark Baumgarten, Trish Freyre, Eduardo M. Freyre, Iggy Matthews, and Zion Quiros. Mark 42 has been edited, directed, and produced by Mark Baumgarten. The theme music is by Sam Beckwith. Mark 42 is owned and copyrighted by Mark Baumgarten 2019. This is Odyssey Radio.